I was just about to take off this makeup, and then I remembered that I needed to do this video, because this is the video that we have got to talk about, because we have been waiting for this perfume all since 2021 started. Did we hear about it at the end of 2020? I don't know, but I know we've been stalking. I know it's a whole bunch of us have been stalking and trying to get this perfume in our life, and now we got it. So if y'all know, if y'all see, listen, why do I even have to do this intro like that? I wonder why we do these intros like that, because clearly you know what you're coming for, because the picture was up and the title was up. But anyway, let's talk about Belle Le Parfum Intense. But not only are we going to talk about that, but we're going to talk about it and its first one, the first, you know, big sis, the first one, Belle. And we're going to talk about the differences, the similarities. Do you need it? Should you get it? And I also have not a dupe, but something that's very similar, that in case you can't get your hands on Belle Le Parfum Intense, in case you can't get your hands on it, I got you something that could actually make you go, oh, okay, I'm good. All right, so let's get to it. All right, you know, the real deal is this has been the most anticipated female perfume, you know, perfume for women of 2021. We've been wanting this. We've been waiting on it. Matter of fact, the people over here on the North America, we've been mad. I've been low key hating on the folks that are over there in Europe and stuff, because they got it before us and they were putting up videos about it. I wouldn't even look at them, because I was like, fuck y'all. Just so what, y'all got it before us. We get stuff before y'all. So what? So what? So anyway, that's where I was in this whole realm of this perfume. So when it finally got to us, which was at fragrancebuy.ca, I got the call, and I was honestly trying not to spend no money. I was a little broke that day, but then I got it. Fuck, it was like, okay, damn it, I've been waiting. So I got it. So I got the Belle Le Parfum Intense. I got the 50 ml, didn't get the 100 ml. I should have just got the 100 ml, but never mind. That's another story. So anyway, I got it. And I must say, you know, fragrancebuy.ca don't play. Got it in like a really good time. Now let's just talk about it. Same silhouette, but it's deeper, richer looking, right? Because the original Belle, of course, is like this purpley color, right? But this is like deep and dark and rich. So let's just talk about this one, and then we'll talk about, you know, Belle, the original, the differences and everything. So let me tell you about this one. This one has the Belle DNA. It does. It's got that pear. You know, the difference is it's pear, vanilla, and tonka bean, as opposed to being pear, vanilla, and vetiver. Now, let me tell you what's so good about this one. Okay, so let's just talk. The original is juicy pear. It's, you know, got that vanilla. It's got that vetiver. Beautiful composition. We all love it. It's, you know, it's kind of got a lightness, a vibrancy to it. Now this one, Belle Le Parfum Intense, is deeper and richer, and it actually has a little spiciness to it. I think Gaultier lying. I think Tara from Olfactophile said this a long time ago with the original, that there's got to be more notes in here. They're only claiming 3, but there's some more notes in here. So this one is absolutely beautiful. It has that pear note, it has the vanilla, it has the tonka bean, and the tonka bean gives it this slight nuttiness. There's a real rich spiciness to this fragrance that the original Belle does not have. This one is a lot fresher and juicier, and you know, it just has a little more brightness to it, and than the Intense. When it comes down to it, the Intense is not about longevity, because Belle, they both have about the same longevity. It's about the intensity of the fragrance itself. The fragrance is much more intense. Like I said, it's like Delina and Delina Exclusive. That's when I put it on, I was like, okay, this is like Delina Exclusive next to Delina. This one is the darker sister. This is the bag, girl. This is, now I'm going to say I love it. It's very much my style. Not to say that Belle is not beautiful. Love it too. But this is really my style because it's a deeper, richer fragrance. Is it necessary to have them both? I don't think so, depending on who you are. I think it just depends on who you are and how you roll. If you like things, if you want the pear to be juicier and more lighter fruity, then go with Belle. If you want something that's a little more intense, has a little spicy vibe to it, sweet, but more vanilla and tonka bean, then go with this. Now, what I will say is as it dries down, the tonka bean is still there and it gives it a slight nuttiness to it. So there's this vanilla, but it's a slight nuttiness to it, which I find quite delightful. And so those are the differences that I see. When it comes down to it, do you need them both? Honestly, for me, yeah, because they vibe different ways. Like Belle, I could wear during the daytime, you know, date nights, day dates, or whatever. Now that I have them both, this is more like I could wear now in springtime. This one, Intense, oh baby, this is definitely cold weather because it is very intense. It will suffocate you. I could definitely see it being a problem in the heat. But in the cold weather, this is going to be a beautiful, sexy, mysterious, deep, rich, beautiful, just seductive fragrance, which is what I like. It's right up in what I like. So I think it's awesome. I think it's beautiful. Now, here's what I'm going to say. And I know I'm doing this real quick because there isn't a whole lot to say that's different or anything about them. I find them very much similar. They definitely have that same DNA. They just have, one is the lighter version, one is the deeper version. That's all there is to it. And that's okay. I like having both. That's my style. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. I do have something similar. And the reason, and I'm going to tell you about it because just in case, you know, Belle, you know, because with Gaultier here in America, sometimes it can be difficult to get his products. I don't know what it is about here, but you know, they come and go really quickly. They sell out. Seems like we get limited amounts. Not everybody gets them. It takes forever. So here's one that I'm going to tell you that's similar. Now, it is not a dupe, but it has similarities. And the reason why I'm saying this is because as soon as I put on the Intense, it reminded me of this, and I was like, wow, this is kind of similar. So here's the fragrance. This is Roberto Cavalli's Deep Desire. Now, I started looking, I said, that's kind of cute because they're very similar in color. So I'm just saying. So automatically they're deep. These are both deep, rich fragrances. Here's the difference. The difference with this one is that instead of it being pear, it's more orange blossom. It's very juicy in that way. So it has a more citrusy, juicy vibe to it, whereas Belle has that pear. Now, that's about the only real difference in them, because what happens is as it dries down, they become more and more similar. So in the beginning, there's a little bit that's not quite not similar, you know, that's, you know, different. But as they dry down, they become more and more similar, because as Belle dries down, the pear calms down and it just becomes this sweetness to it, like the sweet fruitiness to it. Same thing with this one. It's still the orange blossom, but it's more sweet, fruity, as opposed to being really super strong orange, you know, citrusy. Now, they also have this really strong tonka bean vibe to it. This has a much more complex note breakdown. However, like I said, I think that Gaultier does not put out everything in his fragrance, all of his notes, because it does seem like there's more complexity to the Belles than what they actually say they are. And so that's why these kind of vibe together. This is a very strong vanilla, has a lot of tonka bean. And so as they dry down, they smell very similar. No, it's not going to be exactly the same, because of course the fruit in Belle is pear, whereas this is more citrusy. It's more, you know, bergamot, things like that. It's a citrus vibe. But all in all, they vibe very similar. So as I'm saying, if you can't get Belle, and Belle is a little too expensive, because honestly, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of expensive right now. Try Deep Desire. I promise you, if you came by the fall, because these are both fall fragrances, cold weather fragrances, they are not made for the summer. If you still can't get your hands on La Belle, go ahead and get you Deep Desire. I promise you, you will be okay. You'll vibe the same way. It's a little less expensive, and it'll give you that same kind of deep, seductive, mysterious vibe that La Belle Intense does. All right, let me know what your thoughts are. If you've gotten both of the La Belles, what do you think about all of this? You know how it goes. Leave me something in the comments. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it's LuuLuu. Be bold, be brave, be fearless, be free. Talk to you later.